Earlier this week, some of the top CEOs in the United States met for their little business roundtable group discussion. And as part of this business roundtable organization, they issued a report talking about how much this current Trump administration sucks. Now, it didn't say Trump administration sucks, but they did say that all of his policies are hurting everything they hold dear. And by everything they hold dear, I'm talking about money. Specifically, they did call out government shutdowns and the fact that the National Science Foundation hasn't been able to grant any grants for over a month now, and that hurts innovation here in the United States. Schools are starved for funding, so people can't get proper educations, and that also hurts what the Business Roundtable wants to do. They talked about that in the report as well. They also talked about the fact that without immigrants, how the hell are we going to stay in business? See, that was a part of the report that was actually kind of buried in it. But to me, it's the most important part. Yes, this administration is hurting innovation. They are hurting science. They are hurting the future generation of American leaders. Those are very important and those need to be addressed. And the Business Roundtable is 100% correct about those. They're wrong about immigration, though. Well, here's the weird thing. They're right about immigration, but they're right about it for the wrong reason. Because here's the thing. They're talking about the fact that, immigrants come over, we depend on them, we need their support, we need their dollars, but more importantly, we need their bodies. We need the cheap labor. We need these people coming over the border, and we need them to work for $5 an hour, $3 an hour out there in the fields, picking our crops, cleaning up our offices, whatever it is, making our textiles. We need that cheap labor. Building our roads, our bridges, our schools, our infrastructure. We need that cheap labor. And Trump's cutting off the spigot. We can't get as many immigrants over here to work for nothing as we used to be able to do. He's cut back on visa programs, although he's getting more than 100 a year. But yeah, he's hurting it for the rest of them. And listen, I fully understand the need to have migrant workers come into the United States. We have plenty of industries and businesses that are 100% dependent upon those migrant workers. The sad reality, though, is that most of those businesses take advantage of these people. They pay them less money than they're allowed to, but they don't necessarily always report that. They take advantage of them, they screw them over, but these people need the work, they need the job, so they do it anyway. But the Business Roundtable's pissed off because they're not able to get that cheap supply of labor anymore. And oh my God, what happens then? Do we either fold up shop or do we have to hire an American citizen to do it for $15 an hour? We don't want to pay people more money. We don't want to help the economy. We want to help our bottom line. I want to help my bank account have more zeros at the end of it. That's what the Business Roundtable is whining about. And what's interesting about this, several things actually, is one, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce has basically been on that same side of immigration for decades. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce and the most powerful businesses here in the United States love immigrants. They are the only ones who have ever said, yeah, let them all in. Let's open up the borders. Come on, guys. Because they want cheap labor. They want people to take advantage of. U.S. Chamber of Commerce was very vocal during the Bush administration when they just thought about clamping down on immigration. Trump understands this too. I mean, hell, his businesses, his own personal businesses, are dependent upon cheap immigrant labor. People he can take advantage of. And he had no intention ever of building the wall. It was a campaign ploy, and then it was an administration ploy. Because if he was serious about it, he'd have done it in the first 2 years when the Republicans controlled everything in this damn country. It wasn't until Democrats took over that he was like, oh crap, I got to do something here. Ooh, I'll just say that the Democrats aren't playing nice and then I don't have to build the wall and I can keep the cheap labor. Business Roundtable can keep their cheap labor. Chamber of Commerce can keep their cheap labor. And then in comes Ann Coulter saying, oh hell no, you're building that wall. We're getting that wall. You're giving us that wall. To which Trump says, yes, yes, ma'am, Miss Coulter. Yes, Miss Coulter, I will get that done. Don't you worry about it. It's happening. I'll shut down the government. I'll declare a national emergency. I'll create a constitutional crisis to give you your wall. And now the businesses are freaking out because they, like Trump himself, believed the wall was just a talking point to drum up the Republican base. And it was until Ann Coulter. So now they're panicked. Now they're freaking out. Because if that wall goes up, if their cheap labor dries up, then so too will their profits. And that is something that corporations are never happy to have happen. But here's the thing. You want immigrants to come in? You want them to be your labor supply? Fantastic. But we need somebody looking over their shoulders, making sure they're not getting taken advantage of, making sure that they are being paid comparable wages to the area in which they live, making sure they are at least making minimum wage. Because without those immigrants, according to the businesses themselves, these businesses won't survive. Thanks for watching, everybody. And don't forget, if you like what you see here, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. And now you can also become a member of Ring of Fire and get exclusive early access to certain Ring of Fire videos all throughout the week. Just click on the little join button right below the video.